on. Rachel Bade, thank you so much for your insights as always.
Of course.
Now let's bring in our ABC senior White House correspondent, Selena Wang. Selena, some people were calling this interview a televised cognitive test. How did the president score?
Well, look, this certainly did not quell the panic within the Democratic Party. In fact, it may have increased the schisms here. Now you have the camp of those who think that the president was just fine, that this is how President Biden normally is. And then the other camp who believe that this really underscores the challenges of his candidacy, that he didn't do enough to turn this around. I've been speaking with some donors and allies here who say...
Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking on. Back on. I'm back on. Thank you if you've clicked back on. Had a technical emergency here. I did not know my laptop was unplugged, and the battery went out. Everything went black, and when I got it back up, everything was gone. So starting over again. The Biden speech, we'll have Chris join us here momentarily. I don't know if you caught the beginning there, but the analysis coming out of legacy media is that this did not do enough to quell concerns in the Democratic Party about the general public having the confidence that Joe Biden can serve 4 more years. Biden himself stated repeatedly that he was confident in himself that he could survive 4 more years, or survive. He could, and I think maybe that's what he's actually confident in, that he might be able to survive 4 more years. It did nothing for me to feel confident that Joe Biden will be an effective president for the next 4 years. Now, with that being said, was it so bad that I'm going to assume Donald Trump wins? No. But it doesn't, it's not going to, all it's doing is delaying. And I mentioned this before, the Biden campaign is in the grief stage of denial, and they're taking their time getting out of it. They will eventually either, and what's going on? All right. I got bombed with so much stuff behind the scenes today. It's not even funny, but and a lot of different about a lot of different topics, honestly. But what's going on? They are allowing Biden. They're showing Biden respect. All right, they're showing Biden respect. They're giving him the opportunity to decide on his own that he is not going to be a successful candidate. And he will win the popular vote and lose the presidency. And that is the fear of the Democratic Party. They're giving him respect and allowing him to make a decision that he needs to step down before they tell him to step down. And both Democrats in the Senate and Democrats in the House are scheduling meetings Monday when Congress comes back in, and both the House and the Senate are going to basically have some closed door discussions on whether they believe, because if Biden loses bigly, some of them will lose too. And at the moment, the big money donors in the Democratic Party, I don't know if this has been made public yet or not, but at the moment, the big money donors in the Democratic Party are putting the money into the Senate and congressional races, trying to make certain that there is a significant majority in the House and in the Senate in order to stop Donald Trump. Basically, they're in defense mode. The big donors are, and the actual party strategists, the people that think outside the box, especially ones that don't always follow the rules, um, they know that once he gets in, the plans are going to be impeach him, um, file impeachment charges immediately, and the Department of Justice to have him on trial the entire time from when he is elected, if he is elected, until he would take office, if he were to take office. It's a critical situation, and it would be a lot less critical if there were a different candidate on the Democratic ticket, because the debate, while a triggering point, obviously, the debate was not the first sign of decline by any stretch of the imagination. We pointed it out on this show repeatedly, and it's kind of getting lost in this, the fact that Trump might be a few marbles shy of a gumball machine, um, as well as other things, which we will indeed get to. I'm sorry, I moved and my camera's like, where did you go? Again, thank you all for clicking back on, and damn it, come on, camera, focus. There we go. Thank you. Jeez. Oh yes, my gosh, I'm just about to say I'm waiting on Chris, but I had the link at the top, and then the crash happened, and hold on, why did that not work? All right, why did this not come up? Let's see. It shows it's in there. There we go. All right. Hello, Officer Mac Nancy McMonarch, Guy Kelvin. How are you? Lori Arnold and Fred. Always appreciate all of you watching. Thank you very much for clicking on, and hopefully we will get through this without any more crashes. It's my fault. I didn't plug the laptop in. I didn't know it was unplugged. All right. Sorry. Defending myself to you people. Chris, how are you? Good evening.
Pretty good. How about yourself, Dan?
Hello?
How's everything? Yep.
There we go. All right. There we got you good now. Did you see Biden's speech or Biden's interview? Chris?
Yep. I'm here.
Okay. Did you see? Hello?
Yep. I'm here.
Okay. Did you see Biden's interview?
I saw a little bit of it, and I'm kind of like, I'm not so sure,
Yeah.
about our president right now, right? They did a lot of prepping for him.
Yeah.
Tons of prepping, right? So, and I'm pretty
I'm sure
sure
he had all the
gave him the
questions.
questions ahead of time, right?
That's not uncommon. That's not uncommon. I've done that to people I've interviewed on this channel. So yes, it's often done. Um,
Right. So
I've
so
you
my
know,
yeah, my thing is my thing is, what if you didn't give them the
especially
question?
with television.
Right. Right. My question is, what
Go ahead.
happens
I'm
if you
sorry.
didn't give them? Yeah. What happens if you didn't give them the questions ahead of time? So you could prepare for them. You see?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, my hair is crazy. All right, here we go. I'm gonna have to get a hat or do something. Take me off the screen here just a minute. Okay, I don't think it did anything to instill any confidence in anybody. And
No. No.
Biden, Biden is insistent that he's not really behind by 10 points in the polls, and he is confident that he's the only one that knows how to beat Trump, and he's the only one that can take the United States forward.
Uh, okay. So it's delusional. That's
Um, it will come down to if he after the gentle arm twisting of the congressional delegations, both the Senate and the House, um, if he still does not step down and it goes to the convention, there's always the nuclear option of no comp, and it has to be the ticket. Okay.
right.
Um, let me bring this up on screen and start out with this tonight. Okay, I hope everybody can see this. This is a, a poll by Reuters, um, online poll July 1st and 2nd. 1,070 U.S. adults were asked who they would select between two potential candidates. There's a plus or minus 3.2%. And here are the results. Michelle Obama, 50 to 39 over Trump. Biden and Trump are 40 to 40. So in that poll, they are head up.
Yep.
In the other candidates, Kamala Harris, 42 43. Newsom, 38 41. Gretchen Whitmer, 35 40.
Uh,
Um, some key things I want to point out from the political side of this. All right. First of all, um, Michelle Obama is the only one that keeps Trump at 40% or under.
right.
And with this, you've got 89% of the people actually voted. Only 80% voted here. Only 85% voted here. And, 79, 75. A lot more undecideds down here. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that gives the potential to really swing the meter towards one of these. Don't just automatically look at these and think they're because people don't know who they are yet. And if
Yep.
people are going to know who one of these people are, the Democrats have to get busy and get that done. With Michelle Obama, two things. Number one, people know who she is, and the Trump people already hate her, so that's not going to bring them any new votes.
Right.
And with Michelle, you get Barack as her primary advisor.
Right.
So, um, the question is: Michelle Obama a even a consideration? Absolutely. You look at these poll numbers; it's not an immediate option, but it is also not anywhere out of the question. It's being discussed behind the scenes. It was 6 months ago when it first started happening, and the MAGA people started getting freaked out that they might do it, because if they do it, it will be a landslide. Trump will be just crushed, and the Republican MAGA Congress people and MAGA senators, especially those running against people of color, members of any of the the black community, the brown community, and there are a lot of those candidates on the Democratic side, and they'll just it will be it's the last thing the Republicans want.
Right.
Republicans should be wanting Joe Biden to stay in.
So yeah, that's because they automatically give the election to Trump, right? That's
Yes,
automatic, right?
I think it's automatic. Simply, and like I said, Joe Biden will win the popular vote, but he won't win the Electoral College, and that's what you have to do to become
That's right.
president.
It's the electoral college that picks our president.
Right,
So people,
right.
people need to. I I've had so many discussions about that with people, and people get mad. When I think was it Hillary won the popular vote,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
And but who was it?
And
Trump,
so did Al Gore,
right?
and
Right. But
Hillary won the Hillary won the popular vote against Trump.
but
Al Gore won the popular vote against Bush 1 or 2.
that's right. But bottom line, and it is the electoral college, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
so
yes.
um, and that's why um, Trump beat Hillary. You see, and that's what a lot of people were upset
Beat
about.
Hillary.
Yeah, I was like, that's a lot. That's why everyone was upset, and I'm just like, why? Why would you be upset about that? Matter of fact, I was talking to one of my friends, and she's no longer wants to be my friend because I told her the truth about stuff.
That happens.
You know,
That happens.
so
Go ahead, man.
yeah, but that's just but
What did you tell her? What tell her the truth about?
I told her the truth about the electoral college. I said it's the electoral college that picks our president, not the popular vote. And she got mad, and she's just like this. Yeah, but she won. I said she didn't win. If she won, she'd be president.
Yeah,
That's what you're failing to understand.
yeah.
So she got mad, and she's like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Because I told you the truth. Like, what's wrong with you? And she didn't want to talk to me anymore. Not cool. Peace.
You'll notice. You'll notice that Hillary Clinton is not on this list.
Exactly.
Hillary and Hillary's people are still trying to say, "Oh, Hillary's the only one." And thankfully that train has long sailed. Or, yeah, that train has long sailed, or that um, ship has long passed down the tracks. One of the so it's going to be an interesting week. The House is back in session. The Senate is back in session. There have been rumblings that impeachment articles could be brought against Supreme Court justices. So it's going to be an eventful week we have coming up here.
Now,
Okay, Biden mentioned in his speech, or in his, I keep calling it a speech, in his interview, that there may be a peace deal in the Middle East. And that's kind of that's a bit of a stretch. There may be a ceasefire deal in Gaza.
yeah,
But
I
what
can see
impact?
it. I
Go
can
ahead.
I can see a ceasefire for a little bit, but them not, it's just going to continue. It really is. Don't and this whole thing about Lebanon. Like I said, it's just this is the way I see it. The way I see it is Israel is just okay. Well, we totally destroyed Gaza. Now let's go destroy Lebanon. And then we'll destroy Syria to build our our homeland even more.
To restore the biblical.
Right, right. So that's what I see them doing that now. At first I'm just like, like why would they do that? But then we talked about the biblical homeland of Israel and how far it expanded, right? So, but also took over Jordan too. You see, so
Okay, now we're back.
yeah,
Lost everything there for a moment.
yeah. So
Okay, so I need you to repeat. I need you to repeat what you said because I didn't hear it. I don't know if the viewers saw this or not, but everything went down again, and then popped back up.
yeah, so what Israel? I see Israel doing. They're going to get flatten Gaza, right? To rebuild Gaza. Then they're going to flatten Lebanon, rebuild Lebanon, and go into Syria and rebuild Syria because that's the old biblical Israel, right? And then Jordan as
Right.
well. So um, that's what I see them doing. Okay, trying to regain
Okay.
what biblical Israel looked like, not current day Israel. And I think we
Right.
discussed that last week. So that's the
Yeah. Yeah.
expansion.
Pulled up the map that showed the regions of the 12 tribes and the biblical map of Israel and the current state of Israel are vastly different.
Exactly, exactly. So
All right, let me. All right, let's move away from international and come back because there's a lot of things we need to talk about in regard to Trump. Um, he came out today. Trump did and said, "I know nothing about Project 2025. I have no idea who's behind it. I disagree with some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. Anything they do, I wish them luck, but I have nothing to do with them." Okay, I know nothing about it, but yet he knows enough to disagree with some of the things, and he knows enough about it to wish them luck. And doggone it, here's Trump talking to the Heritage Foundation, the group that is behind Project 2025, um, talking to them about how he needs them in order to achieve the goals of Project 2025, which they themselves created but are giving him credit for creating. Now, that's a lot to say. And for those that do not know what Project 2025 is, um, here's just a small sampling of the Presidential Transition Project. Um, it's being advertised as Trump's Project 2025 in ads being run by Trump himself, his own super PAC. So saying he doesn't know anything about it is, I'm shocked that he would tell a lie. Shocked, I say. Um, but here's a basic rundown. Project 2025. In no fault divorce. Complete ban on abortions without exception. Ban contraceptives. Additional tax breaks for corporations and the 1%. Higher taxes for the working class. The elimination of unions and worker protections. Raise the retirement age. Cut Social Security. Cut Medicare. End the Affordable Care Act. Raise prescription drug prices. Eliminate the Department of Education. Use public taxpayer money for private religious schools. Teach Christian religious beliefs in public schools. I brought this up last night, bring it up again. What exactly kind of Christianity are you talking about teaching? Because there are 42,000 different varieties of Christianity. In free and discounted public schools lunch programs, in civil rights and DEI protection in government, ban African American and gender studies in all levels of education, ban books and curriculum about slavery, end climate protection, increase Arctic drilling, on and on and on, and end birthright citizenship. So even though you're born here, if your parents weren't from here, you're not a citizen. And deportation, mass deportation of immigrants and incarcerations in camps. Use the military to break up domestic protests, defund the FBI and Homeland Security. Condemn single mothers while promoting only traditional families. End marriage equality. So those are some of the things. Basically, in some people's views, taking away a lot of rights, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when this came out, go ahead.
Yeah, I heard what you said. Some of the things I agree with, but some things I don't agree with. You know,
Mm-hmm.
especially taking away, the study of slavery. I really do think that's needed here in the United States.
Absolutely.
That shouldn't be
Absolutely. If we don't learn from our history, we're doomed to repeat it.
right,
If we don't teach our history, we will never learn from it.
right. So I mean,
We have to teach our history, the good, the bad, the
yeah,
ugly.
whatever it is, it's just it is
Absolutely.
what it is, and you shouldn't hide it. You should tell exactly for what it is and how it happened, right?
And also in that agenda, it's not part of a woman's right to choose. Now they want to make it, because some states have overridden it. Now they want to codify it federally so that nowhere under any circumstance, and that includes the health of the mother, the rape of a 10-year-old. And I think it's a really dangerous, I personally, outrageous politicums that have ever been put forward since the Civil War.
Yeah, I just excuse me. I just
Oh, bless you.
yeah. Thank you. And there's just things that are in there. Like I said, there's certain things in there I agree with, but other things I really don't agree with. But I
That's
just don't
fair.
understand.
You're not a leftist. You're not a liberal. You're not a Okay, I'm back. Wow.
All right, you get dry, you
Are
get
you
kicked
still
out
there,
again?
Chris?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go back to let's see if we can't get through this here. Not sure what's going on. All right, this is North Carolina Republican governor nominee Mark Robinson, and endorsing political violence while under a cross at a church. And
Here we go.
yeah, you're going to be interested in hearing this.
It was a time when we used to meet evil on the battlefield, and guess what we did to it? We killed it. We didn't quibble about it. We didn't argue about it. We didn't fight about it. We killed it. When the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, what did? We flew to Japan. and we killed the Japanese Army and Navy. We didn't even quibble about it. I didn't start this fight. You did. You wanted to be left alone. You should have left me alone. We didn't argue and capitulate and talk about, well, maybe we shouldn't fight the Nazis that hard. No, they're bad. Kill them. Some liberal somewhere is going to say that sounds awful. Too bad. Get mad at me if you want to. Some folks need killing. Time for somebody to say it. It's not a matter of vengeance. Not a matter of being mean or spiteful. It's a matter of necessity.
I don't know. You sound kind of mean and spiteful. Chris, is it past the time where a black man should not be concerned about getting up in North Carolina and saying some people need killed? Are there not
might be saying, well, boy, I bet there's a lot of white people in that audience thinking like, boy, you probably the first that should go.
Go ahead.
Right?
Oh, what? I don't know. I didn't hear you.
Oh, what I said is I'm sure there's some people in that audience are probably sitting up there looking at him like, like old Southern white people, like, boy, you're probably the first one that should go. You're talking about killing people. Maybe you ought to be killed first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, the same people that he's doing this stuff to is probably the same people are saying, yeah, well, you're one of them that needs to go. You see?
Yeah. I do. They do this a lot.
And I'm just like,
they say things that aren't in their own best interest. They support things that aren't in their own best interest.
And it's right. I mean, I know he's trying to get to where he's trying to get. It's obvious, right? It's obvious. Because he's pandering to a certain demographics to get, like I said, where he wants to go. So, and he thinks that by saying this stuff, that's going to happen. He's got that cross in the background and talking about the violence, and I'm like, all right, man, gotcha. Yeah, exactly,
exactly. And doing it at a church, and then you also got to remember that we just talked about Project 2025, and that is what this guy is basically running under. That's going to be the Republican platform. The author of one of the four main authors of the 2025 project is the chairman of the Republican Party Platform Committee. So he will determine what the committee platform, what the Republican Party platform is. They're going to be running under basically Project 2025. And this guy is running under legislation being proposed to not teach about slavery or any African American history at all. Just something to think about.
I don't think like that. Was he's lieutenant governor of North Carolina?
Yeah, he's the governor. Yeah, he's the governor candidate.
Oh, governor candidate.
Yeah, he's the Republican
for North
candidate.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
he is the current lieutenant. He's the current lieutenant governor. Yeah, he is the current lieutenant governor, but he's running for the governorship. If you're just joining us, polls came out. Here are the numbers in head-to-head races against Trump with various Democrats, including Biden. And an article penned by Alan Dershowitz that statutory rape shouldn't apply when having sex with a 15-year-old or maybe even a 14-year-old.
All right, see that
I'm showing this because I said it last night and somebody contacted me and said there's no such thing. It's actually an article written by Alan Dershowitz himself, um, saying statutory rape is an outdated concept. You might recognize the name Alan Dershowitz from many past things, including being Jeffrey Epstein's attorney. And he's also in the news again because he's claiming total innocence despite being on Jeffrey Epstein's documents now as they come out of the come out of the Florida court being unsealed. So this guy, you know, if you're putting a list together of just people that might just be nothing but scumbags, you'd have to see you'd be hard pressed not to vote him onto that island. And also, I said last night that
Yeah,
the go ahead. You want to talk about Dershowitz?
no, no. It was just no. You're right. Just, you know, go ahead, Bear.
I also said okay. I also said last night that part that Project 2025, the plan was to end democracy. And again, I was called out on that last night. I go back to February 21st of this year, the opening statements at the CPAC conference.
All right, welcome. I just wanted to say welcome to the end of democracy. We're here to overthrow it completely. We didn't get all the way there on January 6th, but we will endeavor to get rid of it and replace it with this right here. We'll replace it with this right here.
Amen.
Okay, that's Steve Bannon over here. He's now in prison. And this is Jack. What's his name? Two people tied very closely to Trump. What do you think of that, Chris?
Oh boy. Barry.
They're coming out and saying they're saying the quiet parts out loud, and I don't think people are hearing them.
But here's the thing: when people show you who they are, take the word for it.
Absolutely. Amen.
Once they show you, once they show you who they are, you need to take the word for it. Okay. So, maybe you should start believing these people. I really don't think the people are even paying attention to this stuff. I really don't. I'm just like, oh, okay. He's going to creep up on you real fast, and you're going to be like, well, what happened?
Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think a lot of people do not want to know, because.
But why?
I think they have a concern of how bad it is, but they don't want to know for certain how potentially screwed we really are. Anyway, what I'm going to play now, I played it twice last night, and neither time the volume didn't play either time that I played this last night. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it one more time here. And this is AI, artificial intelligence, was given some parameters of just basic parameters. If Donald Trump is the president, what would he do on January 21st, 2025? Tying right in with the 2025 project. When this was first sent to me, this link was first sent to me, I was incredibly shocked at who the vice president, who AI thinks the vice president will be. So here we go. This is, let me get the volume up. Again, this is AI and what AI, an AI created scenario of Trump, January 21st, 2025, based on all the information AI gathered.
This is Vice President Marjorie Taylor Greene. The nation is about to receive an address from Supreme Leader Donald J. Trump. All are commanded now to give the Supreme Leader your full attention. All hail Trump.
My loyal subjects, today is the first day of my triumphant return to the presidency. I have been empowered by the Supreme America great again. And so today I've declared myself president for life. The Congress has been dissolved. All courts except the Supreme Court have been abolished. And I have ordered the military forces of the United States to begin construction of detention facilities on all American bases for the imprisonment and execution of all enemies of the Maga movement. Starting today, America will be purified with the blood of radical left traitors, illegal immigrants, and those who have opposed the supreme will of Trump. Federal law enforcement has been ordered to shoot to kill all suspected immigrants, and state Republican Party officials have been ordered to compile lists of radical left sympathizers who are to be detained and summarily executed. From this day forward, your complete obedience to Trump is commanded. Those who refuse to swear absolute allegiance to Trump will be imprisoned and executed. And to accomplish this, I have declared martial law in all 50 states and suspended the Constitution. I alone will decide what is legal and illegal. Units of the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, and other armed MAGA militias are joining with the U.S. Army to root out the communists, fascists, and other elements of the radical left with orders to terminate on sight. In conclusion, Trump is now the supreme leader. All loyal subjects in America will swear allegiance to Trump. Trump's enemies will be eliminated and destroyed in what I call the final solution to the radical left problem. Trump is the one true way to a pure American blood. All hail Trump.
You have received this message from the overwhelmingly popular and highly rated Supreme Leader, Donald J. Trump. Your obedience is commanded under penalty of death. You will serve the Supreme Leader always. All hail Trump.
Chris.
All right. So, hey, Bear, you there?
Yeah.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I
So
think.
you heard him say, you heard him say president for life, right?
Yes. Yes. That's
Where we
what
heard that one before.
AI.
Where we heard
he
that
said
one
it.
before.
He has said it.
Right. But where we
He
heard
has
president.
said it.
Right. So guess what? Who said that? Who was it? Papa Doc Duvalier was the first one to come out and say,
I see what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, it goes back to Haiti. Yeah. I mean, there have been numerous people across the globe that have declared themselves presidents for life.
Yeah, but
in Haiti was the first.
Yeah, Papa Doc Duvalier was the first. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, whoa, what? That's like, and the stuff he was saying, I was like, it sounds like Haiti. Like, it's what they did. You see? That this is all like developing country shit stuff. You see?
Chris,
this
a little bit.
That happens in developing.
Yeah, it is. It's something that happens in developing countries. Talk a little bit about how potentially the Supreme Court interference into this upcoming election could reflect what happened in Niger.
In Nigeria? Yeah, I don't know if your audience remembers.
Nigeria.
Yeah, so I don't know if your audience remembers that Peter Obi and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, were going head to head, and actually Peter Obi won the election, right? And they took it to the tribunal, and the tribunal ended up giving the nod to Tinubu, even though there were certain stipulations in the Constitution that gave Obi the win, right? Then they took it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court upheld what the tribunal had said and gave the win to Tinubu, even though Obi had won. You see, And what I'm seeing here, and is kind of might be the same thing again, but in the United States. Okay, so people will need to pay attention to what's going on in other countries, and when it comes to their presidents and their political races, right, or presidential races, because I'm starting to see parallels between
Absolutely.
what's going on in Nigeria and then possibly what could happen here in the United States. I really
Yeah.
am.
A lot.
And
And Haiti and numerous third world countries.
right,
Same kind
developing
of.
country. I'm like, yeah, I'm just like this. Is this what we're turning into, a developing country? Because this is what happens in these
It's
countries.
it's the same kind of mafia politics.
Yeah,
It's the same kind of mafia politics. The idea of threats and and
going after political
controlling
rivals,
by violence.
going after political rivals. Listen. This stuff is so common on the continent of Africa till it's not even funny.
Yeah.
When I was in Nigeria, I remember who was it? Um, even some of the state governors. Okay, the state governors would actually send militias to take out their political rivals. They would kill their political rivals. You see, um, not I haven't seen so much on the presidential side, right? Because there'd be too much backlash. But
Oakley.
at the state side,
Oakley.
when you go to different states, that's really
Oakley.
prevalent. That's really prevalent in Nigeria. I've seen it.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
They're start they're starting to shoot fireworks off here,
Oh,
and Oakley, my dog, does not like that at all. Yeah, we're starting to see the same kind of stuff that happens in Nigeria, happens in Haiti, happens
yeah.
in um what was the one
It,
small?
it's it happens in South America, El Salvador.
Oh yes,
It happens in El Salvador. And
Ecuador.
in Ecuador, and all these
Um,
in all these developing countries, this stuff happens. You see, but people aren't aware of this
yeah,
because I don't know, it's their lack of knowledge. They don't travel, but because I've been to a lot of these countries, I'm like, holy heck, I'm seeing the same thing starting to develop here in the United States. I'm like, whoa, this is bad. This is
yeah,
very bad.
yeah, and a
So,
lot of people aren't
yeah,
aware of it, in my
right,
opinion.
exactly, right. So they think, oh, maybe this is just normal.
Okay, let me.
Obviously, it's not.
No, this is not normal. And Chris, I want to play one more thing that I played last night about this project 2025 and about heritage the heritage, and this is the leader of the Heritage Foundation and the comments that he made that made everybody start wondering what this project 2025 was, and made Trump go, "Oh no, I can't be associated with this." Trump didn't figure it out. One of his political people went, "Hey, you got to distance yourself from this." Here's what he says:
"We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be."
Hey,
Okay, before we hear this guy's reaction to that, what is your reaction to that, Chris?
yeah, it has to remain. It's going to remain bloodless. So what they're really saying is, we're getting ready to turn up if you act up. You know, we're
Yeah.
getting ready to we're getting ready to start using some violence if you even think about challenging this. You
Yes.
see,
Exactly.
and and
Exactly.
and and, and that's and that's and that's and that's just exactly what happens in these other countries. It's no different.
In these developing
It's no
countries,
different.
it's divide the
Yeah,
population, keep the population divided. They're much easier to control when they're divided. Okay, here's
I'm just
here's
like,
this. Go ahead.
No, continue, Barry.
Okay, here is the reaction this guy had to hearing that that as long as the left being anybody that's not MAGA, some people are going to go, well, I don't have anything to worry about. I'm not the left. You are if you're not MAGA. I don't think you understand that yet. And here's what he has to say.
Kevin Roberts, leftist here, more specifically, a leftist Afghanistan combat veteran, a leftist Iraq combat veteran. And I want you to know that I agree with you. I agree that you are in the process of starting the second American Revolution, but it's not the one that you think it is. Enough is fucking enough. You see, you clowns have convinced yourself that we on the left will just roll over and give in because somehow you are stronger, that we on the left are weaker and you can overpower us. I readily admit that the left has not been as bold and arrogant as you have been, but enough of us have had enough of it. And there's a lot of motherfuckers that think the way I think, and we're sick of your shit. If you think we're going to sit silently while you turn America into a fascist nation, if you think we're going to sit silently while you strip the rights away from our mothers, daughters, sisters, wives, if you think we're going to sit quietly and silently while you strip rights away from the Black, indigenous people of color in this country, if you think we're going to sit silently while you strip the rights away from the LGBTQI plus community while shoving your Christian ideology down our throat, if you think we're going to sit silently while you use the Supreme Court to install a king, when you say it'll be bloodless if the left allows it to be, what that means is if we sit silently while you turn this country into a fascist Christian nation, then everything will be okay. Well, Kevin Roberts, I'm here to tell you everything won't be okay, because I'll be goddamned if I sit silently. So my message to you is this: keep pushing your Christo-fascist ideologies, and the second American Revolution will be us freeing ourselves from your right-wing Christian fascist ideologies. Give me liberty or give me death.
All right, Chris.
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of these, if people don't like really pay attention to this whole project 2025 thing, I think if more people wake up, they'll start making changes to it. I don't think they're gonna keep it the way it is. They'll start amending it if people really start paying attention and start complaining. Because there's just no way in the world.
But does that matter? Does that matter? If they start amending it, does it matter? Because all that is really doing is just not telling us anymore what they're going to do. They're still going to do it. They're just not promoting it anymore.
What would you say, Barry?
I said, if will amending it do anything? Because if they amend it, all that really is doing is just taking out the part that they don't want us to know. They've already told us what they're going to do. If they start taking things out, they're not going to say, well, we're not going to do this. It's just not going to be out there to draw attention.
Yeah, I mean, they can hide it. They'll hide it and just reword it.
They can amend the messaging, but they can't amend the absolute message.
Right. So the message is already out there. Right. So
absolutely.
The message
damage
is
already done, just like the Biden debate. Yeah.
Right. So.
All right. Anything else? You got
No.
anything else?
Nah, that's it for tonight.
Before we put a cap on the
that's enough. I think that's enough.
That's enough. That's a lot. I just advise everybody to keep your eye on Paris, France, and France in general this weekend, as their election is going to happen, and it looks like a very far right wing faction is going to take over France, possibly stop their involvement with NATO and Ukraine, a lot of other things. And there are going to be a lot of people that don't like it. She's talking about deporting Muslims, and the Muslim community around the world doesn't like that. Chris, am I wrong to to always have in the back of my mind the possibility of a holy war between Muslim and anyone not Muslim.
That's a very real possibility. No, that's a very real possibility. So that new political party that's coming in to France, it's I guess far right. Um, it's going to come in. They need to be careful with how they play this whole Muslim thing. You know, you see how like France really can't protect itself against these Islamists. Okay, and you're talking about you start deporting Muslims. Well, there are Muslims that belong to certain um, militant groups. You know which groups I'm talking about. That um, can base or get into France and cause a lot of damage. So I don't know why you'd even start some mess with them. The best thing to do is the dialogue. Talk to them instead of saying, we're gonna come out and we're gonna do this to you. Like that's just like I'm getting ready to punch you in the face. And what are you gonna do about it? Oh, really? Really? Like, do you know
And
I
isn't
could
that kind of where we are here? Isn't that kind of where we are here in the United States with Maga?
yeah,
That they're telling all the rest of us, I'm getting ready to punch you in the face, and what are you going to do about it?
yeah, well, it's a little bit different over there because you
Right.
see what the Islamists have done. You see, and you're going to sit there and say we're gonna start deporting it. Oh, really? And you see that now. You've seen the damage they've caused before in France. Okay, now why would you start some mess with them? I don't understand that. Your best bet is to dialogue with them.
Yeah.
Talk to them first. Okay, and then but you coming out heavy handed to begin with. Like, okay, I just don't understand people in their rationale and
Okay. Let me put a
why they
hypothesis
do things
for.
like that.
Let me put a hypothesis forward. As far as who would want to direct this Le Pen woman, who would want to direct her to make such claims and to ex, you know to talk such talk, um, to propose such doctrines? Would not a would it not benefit the Jewish community, Zionist community, Israeli community, um, to have France at war with the Muslims?
Yeah,
It's just something to think about. I don't, yeah, I'm just throwing it out there as as an analyst that just came to my head. I'm just throwing it out there. Have no
yeah, but I'm
information on
just
it,
like,
or I just put it together.
yeah, but I'm just like,
The world is. Go ahead.
no, I was just saying, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, you really want to go at them like this, you know?
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
think
you saw
so.
what I mean, you saw what they did. What was that? What 2014, 15, 16 time frame when they did the terrorist attacks there, and it's just like, why would you even want to deal with that? I'm just
Yeah,
like,
when you've got a population, you probably got there are probably 20 to 30 times more members of the Muslim community in France now than were then.
right. So I don't know, man. I like I said, why you want to do that? I have no idea. But hey, so be it. So be it.
Yeah. All right, man. Um, you have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday night,
Yep.
as long as everything's All
Good
right.
day.
Cool.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate you. I'll be. Yeah, we'll talk soon. Again, as always, greatly appreciate Chris coming on here and talking about the having experience, um, having somebody that has been there and done that. That is really valuable as far as when you are trying to put together um, what you think's going on, and that's what we want you to do here. We try not to tell you what to think or how to think, just give you things to think about. Sometimes I it, it behooves me to go a little more in depth on things so that everything comes out. And I appreciate you putting up with me. I appreciate you watching this. Um, Thank you to not going away. Peace, love, and sunshine. Again, Fred, Knuckles. Hey, Knuckles. Nancy McMonarch. And let's see. Anybody else up in here that I missed if you're still here? Again, Fred, Lori Arnold. Lori had a great 4th of July video of fireworks. Check it out on YouTube here if you haven't seen it. So thanks to all of you. We'll be back Monday night at 11 p.m., if not before, and we'll keep talking about it. Namaste. Peace. May God bless each and every one of you, unless you're a pedophile or pedophile protector. And may God have mercy on the United States of America. I love you all. It's a dark world. Try to be a light. Thanks for clicking on. See you next time.